pinstripes. So we're gonna walk through the process for you real quick. What I like to do is I like to get my outside line started. All my measurements, I took measurements and made sure everything was equal all the way through from the front to the back. What I'm gonna do now is lay what I like to call my middle stripe, and I use this for measurement, and an outside line on the outside. You'll see in the video that we're making that process. Here's the view of the front. I've already completed, just to show y'all what we're trying to accomplish. All right, hang tight. Enjoy this next segment.
Right here you can see my measurement marks. Same with the trunk. I laid out my lines. Just kind of eyeballed them with those measuring marks. And just went through there and with a steady hand and worked it until I got it right. And y'all can see that that what I called the pinstripe was that middle line that I'm making here. There. I don't know what it actually is. I could be wrong. I just call it the pinstripe. Now complete this process until my likeness. And here on the jam, I just wanted to show y'all how I masked the jam off. Anyone ever was doing this themselves and they wonder how did the jam get masked? And there you go, now you know. Just make sure you shut through it good. So now I'm laying down this blue outline tape. It's got a very soft tackiness so it doesn't stick to the painted surface. And then this white paper you see is a bleed through paper. It prevents overspray or bleed through from the black to the white. And, it's pretty convenient, 6-inch paper. Remember to get the jam under the hood. Now what we're going to do here is finish out masking the tape, make sure all of our tape is stuck on really good. As you can see Chris doing here now. And I'm doing it on the trunk side. And the next step here is bagging the car. And what I do is just kind of lightly cut out the piece that I need showing to paint. And then I tape down the plastic. Now we're going to put down this green paper that helps prevent the plastic from blowing into the paint job. Now we're going to sand the surface with an 800 grit sandpaper and catch the edges with a gray Scotch-Brite, ensuring a mechanical bond for the paint to stick. You want to make sure that you get it nice and dull surface. Again, make sure you prep your edges really well. Last thing you want is paint filling up when you go to pour your tape. Now we're going to grease and wax the surface. Kind of like a wax on, wax off kind of deal. Until there's no residue left behind. I like to wet the floors down to prevent dust from getting into the paint job. You can see when I spray my black, I start on one side, work my way to the other. I made a mistake and opened my door with the fans on and caused some backdraft. Got a little bit of trash in the paint. So what we're gonna have to do is sand it out. So we're just gonna wait and watch the paint dry, and we're gonna sand it out with an 800 grit sandpaper with an interface pad until we get all the trash out of there. Luckily it was just on this right stripe, and then we had a little bit on the trunk that I took care of. The left stripe looks perfect. So what we do here is we wipe with a dry towel until all the black residue is gone. And then we add a double coat. Now I'm adding my first coat of clear. And what I do between coats is I just check the tack. The tack is basically how wet the paint is. If it's real stringy, it's very wet. If the tack is equivalent to a piece of tape, then it's basically ready for a second coat. And that's what we're looking for.
Alright, we got Alex in there laying down those stripes. I'm going hot and heavy on that clear coat. Ooh boy, hot and heavy on that clear coat. Man, those stripes gonna come out clean, baby.